Hi, I'm currently doing Paul McWhorter's Pico W lessons, and I'll also be doing his Arduino lessons on the Arduino R4 that's he's going to be starting next week, I think. And there's someone else who's been doing the Raspberry Pico lessons called Laurie from Laurie's Robots, and she did a series of 4 YouTube shorts, not 4, 12 YouTube shorts that showed the Pi Hut advent calendar. That looked really good, and I wanted it, and it cost £40. I thought, oh, I'm not prepared to pay £40 for that. So anyway, I looked on the Pi Hut and I saw this is the stuff. They give a spoiler alert. They don't give you the code before the day, but they tell you what's in the kit, so you know whether it's worth it. So I had a look at this, and it's very good value if you want everything, but I didn't. Pico W, got it. I don't have a nice block LED, but I've got an LED. Don't need the buttons, got it. First thing that I haven't got, a network resistor. And then on day 5, 5-way dip switch, haven't got that. Got it. Got the slide potentiometer, but I haven't soldered it up. Got it. I don't have a string of lights. Got it. So I thought, rather than buy that, I would see whether I could get the components. So I contacted the Pi Hut and said, can you get them separately? And they said, no, not at the moment. So I thought, okay. So I had a look on Amazon. In fact, it was amazon.fr, and I managed to find something. Now, the first thing for the network resistor, I bought this pack. And these are network resistors that you just plug into the board, and I've got how many? 15 different values. So you can choose the resistance you want and use it. Now this helps because I'm really not good at breadboard setups. I mean, look at that. That is abysmal. And when I was doing Paul's Pico, the Arduino lessons on the R3, I actually filmed a bit of it to show you what I mean about the resistors. Now this is lesson 6, when he wanted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 LEDs to make a binary counter. I've got it the wrong way around because of the camera angle. That at that end is something else, and that is something else, but that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll just play that for a short time. Right, it's about to load. Doing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, enough of that. It works. Now you can see that for each LED you have a lead coming in from whichever pin number you want. Then you have a wire resistor, and then you have the LED, and then that goes back to ground. Now I have a problem with this. Manual dexterity, since I had an accident with a circular saw, ain't great, and also I cannot tell the difference between the resistors. My eyesight isn't good enough. So this is my, I'll get rid of that. Now this is the setup using one of these network resistors. Now you have 9 pins there, and I won't bother to show you because it won't show. It has the number of it there, so you know what you're doing, and on one end you have a dot. Now the dot signifies that the ground is that end. So all you do is I've got my 5 wires coming in, then I've got my 5 LEDs with the long leggy there, then it jumps over the gap, then it's connected to connecting to the network resistor, and then the one that's ground, it just goes back. And that looks an awful lot cleaner, and I don't have to worry about doing whatever, sorting out what the resistors are. Now that, well, you can see it works. I'm not bothering with the lighting or anything, but that is wonderful according to me. Now the other thing in the kit that they had were these a dip switch thing. Now I bought this pack from Amazon, again Amazon.fr, but it did come from China, and you have a dip switch like that, so you can have 1, 2, 3. Is that 3? No, that's 3. Well, whatever they are, you get lots of different ones, and you can have up to, I think that's 9 there. And all you do with them is to turn it on and off, you just move that over like that, and then move it back. So I will show you how good this is. Now this program is on my Pico W. So all I've got on my Pico W is going from pin 1, it goes into the switch goes into the long leggy of the LED, blue because it's a special occasion, jumps over the gap, goes into one of the pins, one with the network resistor, ground goes out. Wonderful. So I will plug this in, not with that lead, I won't. I will plug this in and go into Thonny. Right, there we go. Don't even have to write a program from this, so I can just go from Pico 0 import LED. Yeah, and then I just have to go LED 1 dot blink. Don't need any parameters, and we'll run that. No, we won't run it, you stupid woman. I was not running. Start again. Sorry about that. Did not want to run it because I was doing it in the shell. Right. Do we still have that? From Pico 0 import LED. Where is it? No, I didn't. Right, then you just go LED 1 dot blink, and you press enter, you don't press run. There. And there we have my LED flashing, and if I turn that off, doesn't interfere with the program, and there. Hurrah! And this time you can press stop to stop it doing whatever. So those are two of the things that I bought, and I'm very, very pleased with them, because what I wanted to do was I wanted to set up a board where I could use one of those network array resistors, whatever you like to call them, and dip switches, and the tiny little jump wires like that, rather than the big long loopy things, so everything could look better. I really wanted this because when I was doing my I²C video, it was very difficult. I was putting 3 3 outputs from a pin there because I was using the same I2C bus, I2C bus for 3 devices. So I thought I would like to do something a bit cleaner. So I was looking on the internet and I was searching for a component, and all of a sudden up popped this board, and I thought, I don't need to make my own. So I will stop here and I will just set up everything for the unpacking of this wonderful, wonderful kit. Hi, this is just a quick interlude. Now you're probably thinking that I'm really, really mean, not wanting to spend money on kits, and I'm always looking at the contents of the kits and seeing whether I can do it cheaper. But there is a reason for this. I'm having to spend all my spare cash on my poor puss, Frankie. Before Christmas he wasn't eating, and so he had to go in to see what was wrong with him. He has a suspected tumour, and that is the wrong here. Now here he is. He went into the vets. He had to have an x-ray, and then he had ultrasound, which is why they had to shave his tummy. Then a week later he was ill again, so they said, right, this time we have to open you up. And my husband said, how much is that going to cost? And I said, I don't care. And anyway, they opened him up, and here he is after the operation. Now they offered us a lampshade to put over his head, which meant that he would have had difficulty eating, he wouldn't have been comfortable sleeping, and he couldn't go out because it's too dangerous, or a cat straitjacket to stop him licking his tummy and pulling out the stitches and things. So that is poor Frankie on Christmas Day, looking very unhappy. Then, to prove that he survived for the time being, there he is. There. Now that's all to prove that I'm just saving my money for better things. Right, back to business. Now this is the kit that I'm really, really, really pleased about. I haven't opened the box yet. I just thought I would save it so my excitement could be shared with you. I have looked at the online documentation and everything. Right, so this is a Freenove project kit. This particular kit is for the Arduino, and you can get it in 2 versions, either with the Arduino or fake Arduino, don't know, or without. I chose to get it without, and you can also get it for the Raspberry Pi, which doesn't come with a Pi. Right, so we'll open the box. I've already taken off the sellotape. Right. I've never made an unpacking video, so this is bound to be even worse than usual. We've got a couple of bits of paper here. That's the stand, you know, the base that you put the actual board on, in Perspex. Right, what do we have here? That must be a, I don't know whether that's a motor or a stepper motor. Oh, a step motor. What else? Our old friend, the LCD 1602, is it? Nothing exciting so far, really. Then we've got the ultrasonic thingy, the PIR motion control thing. Still not exciting yet, but don't go away. That must be, I think, the MPU 6050. Right, we'll leave the actual board itself to later. Now, what do we have in here? We have the keypad. We have the little remote control. infrared, 4 button caps, and one assumes that's the other bit of the infrared thing to go with the remote control. What's that? Oh, that's all the brass standoffs and screws to attach the board to the base. Screwdriver. Oh, that would be an RGB LED. Servo. Nothing very different yet. Oh, and that would be the NeoPixel light ring. That's some kind of motor, I would think. Right, that's the thing to attach the battery to give it power. Now, what I like about that is because I'm getting things through the post, and quite often from another country, lithium batteries are a bit of a problem, so I quite like it when they just give you something like that and you supply your own battery. I'm sure you could change it to be a lithium battery. Right, we've got 3 lots of wires like that, and then the RFID badge with card thing, whatever you call it. I haven't used that myself. Oh, and that's it. Now, what I like about this kit is it doesn't have loads of wires, it doesn't have loads of little wire resistors, and it doesn't have loads of LEDs, because everyone would already have those by now. Right, back to guts. I will get rid of that and the box. There. Here we are. Now, what do we have? Bottom left, we've got a joystick, we've got the relay, the 4 buttons that you can put the nice coloured ones on. Then we've got, if I prop it up on something, that might help. Right, so we've got the passive buzzer, active buzzer. That is where the infrared receiver, or is it transmitter, whatever goes in. That's where your MPU 6050 goes. That's where you put the Arduino. You put it upside down and put it on those pins. Those are the exposed pins that you can use. Chips for various things, and I like this. You have the I/O indicators for each pin to see what's going on. Then we have lots of dip switches. So what it does is you can turn things on and off depending what you need, and it would tell you what to do in the instructions, I'm pretty sure. Then that is information which I don't know anything about. 3 potentiometers, 1 PWM LED. We've got a blue LED because it's a special board. Then we've got the power supply, which is 4 pins for each. You've got 5 volts, a ground, 3.3 volts and a ground there. Then we have 2, 4, 6, 8 by 8 LED matrix, and the 4-digit 7-segment display, and the LED graph bar thing. I'm getting really very excited about this. Then I don't quite know what any of those things are. Then we've got external power with the switch. This is great. Then down here, the things for the RFID module. And then over here is where you plug things in, like all the things that came in the box. So if I turn this upside down, I can't, hold on. Right, servo, RGB LED, motor, ultrasonic, infrared, keypad, I2C, LCD, colourful LED, light res, whatever that is, thermistor. Wow, I'm really impressed. Nothing on the back. Right, so that is brilliant, because as you can see, if for example your 4-digit 7 thing went wrong, you can just unplug it and unplug that one and unplug that one, and therefore if anything goes wrong you can just unplug it and put in a new one. Now that's enough of the board itself. If we look at the documentation that I have, this is great. This is really great. Now this is the information that you can download. Now if you go into there, say you want to use the, I don't know, the servo. Click on the servo and it gives you the component list that you need. Then down here tells you about the components, and I'm told that this is actually quite good English, better English than some English or American people speak. Then there's a circuit, just a little simple circuit diagram, and then it shows that you plug the servo into there. There's a sketch, and there's a sketch. Right, now what I found strange was in other ones, when I looked at it, it actually tells you that you ought to have one of the switches on. But anyway, that is as much information as you need to do anything, and they supply the code for you. Now if we look at something else, like I don't know, the matrix keyboard, again they tell you what parts you need. Come down here and they do explanation of the components, which is great, and that, and then they show you where to plug it in. Right, we're going on to the remote control, infrared remote control. Oh, didn't want to do that, sorry. Now, this is what I had expected to see before. When you're doing the infrared remote control, they're telling you where to put things in, and then they've got blown up the hardware connection. So this is where it tells you, they put a big red rectangle around there, and then they tell you that if you're using the IR remote, you have to put that dip switch on. And I think it does that for other components as well. So this is brilliant, because you don't need resistors, you don't need anything, and you don't have to waste all your time remembering pins. If you want to find out what the pins are, you just look at the documentation and then you can write your own program. And what are we using here? Right, that's telling you that on this one we're using the A buzzer and PWM LED you turn on, and the infrared remote. Now I think this is absolutely brilliant. It's really good for beginners, and it's good for people who already have knowledge but can't be bothered to waste all their time plugging things in and checking connections. Now if we look at this board here again, it'd be easy if I made it bigger. Now there's the board and there's your Uno. Now if you're using an R4, I'll just get out my R4, don't fall off. The only disadvantage with this project board is that there's your R4, and in order to connect it you put it like that. But because this board was made before the R4 came out, you've got this lovely display of LEDs, this matrix of LEDs that is hidden. But if you really, I don't know whether they might clash with something else, who knows, you just have to try it. I doubt it would. But if you really wanted to use them, and you know, that one, and you're thinking, oh, it's upside down, what you could actually do is take some cables and connect it to, which way round is it? Oh, it's that way round. So you can take some cables like that, and then you've got your thing like that. So you've got your cable. Sorry, I wasn't showing what I was doing all that time that I was doing. Right, there is your R4 Uno. There is where you put it. You put it that way up. But the only thing that I found wrong with this kit, because it did come out before the R4, you therefore can't use that display there. But the workaround is, if you really want to use it, you take cables and plug them into there, and then you have them going round like that, and for the other side, and then you plug the other end of the cable into where, up there, where your Uno, where your Uno would normally go in like that. So you have a cable going from there, underneath, up there, and there, and you can do it from both sides. You might have to bend your cables, but that's a workaround. And apart from that, it is brilliant, 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 brilliant. Now the layout of the Raspberry Pi one is different, because of course you don't put your Raspberry Pi in there. You've got your can't think what you call it, you know, when you have your big fat cable with all your pins plugging into something. Can't think what it's called, but anyway, it's different to that. And you might think, why would I want to buy this board? Because all those components I have already, the spare components, and I think the price, which I think I paid, it was definitely, I could only get the one without the Arduino in France. So I paid a little bit more because it's France, but I paid less because I didn't get the Uno. In the UK, I would have had to have bought the Uno itself to go with it. This cost less than 50 quid, and to be honest, I would pay 50 quid just for the board. I looked to see about the availability of the Raspberry Pi version, and it isn't available in France on Amazon. It isn't available in the UK, but it is available in France. And I looked at it, I thought, that's £57 equivalent, really. And even if I didn't have the components, I would have got the components with this one. So I contacted Freenove, and their customer service is really, really good. And I said, can I buy a replacement board for the project board kit for the Raspberry Pi? And they said, yep. And they said that will be £15 plus £3 something postage and packing from China. And I queried this. I said, are you sure? I wanted the whole projects board and everything, and to me £15 plus postage and packing is incredibly cheap, and you get all that up there, the power management. And to be honest, I cannot understand how they're selling it so cheaply, because if you compare it with the Sunfounder kit, I decided I could not possibly buy the Sunfounder kit that that will be used for the new Arduino lessons. I just couldn't spend €80 or whatever it was, but this is great. Hope this helps you, and go out and buy one.